Yo, pana, ponme la grasa, nigga.
Feel like the one, feeling is stuck. This ain't no what, that's diamond in the cup. Light on my shoulders, I'm getting them rough. Money don't fold up, I feel like Pac in the tub. Showered in gold chains, knots on me. They got the slices, I stay with the block of cheese. Broccoli pressure, both cost me 43. Hey, I stay in my lane, don't fuck with no one. Fuck with no one. Whoa. If you mad, hold your horses, I'm still going up. You cannot stop it, just sit back and watch it. I pull up in different whips, yeah, I got options. Don't play with that sneak dissing, boy, you chotters. They see me in person, they wanna talk about it. I feel like I'm, who you feel like? I feel like I'm pocking the tub with the chains on. Whole lot of gold. They want me to turn it down, I gotta stay on. And never go out. We ain't dimming the lights, no. Going out like their bikes. 12 o'clock. Everybody eating over here. Having more than one bite. Only the team get to play. Why? Only the team get to stay. Yeah. Silver spoon where they were with me. Dogs aggressive like they never ate. Savages. I was too quiet on the other side. Where they at? But I know they ain't plotting. Fuck with me, you die. No, I ain't playing. Telling me what? Don't give a fuck. They gon' talk when you down, they gon' talk when you up. I take what they say, along with the eighth. Kept me a wood, then I burn it up. Pocket the tub, chains on me. Feel like a thug, loud of guns. All got kickback, Daniel son. Still score when they foul, one need mine and some, plus spray on my body, rack plus. Some say I changed, I'm racked up. Hit for the money, fuck who next up. I stay on my 10, ain't no taking me out. Got a blunt in my hand, one in my mouth. Some say I talk cocky, but this ain't no act. Say what I want, I ain't watching my mouth. I feel like I'm pocking the tub with the chains on. Drippin'. They want me to turn it down, I gotta stay on. Bright.
Yo. Think I'm having some, Wi-Fi issues right now, so I'm trying to figure that out. Wi-Fi issues right now, so I'm trying to figure that out. Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? So let me get the moving around here. Let's see what I can come up with. You know what I mean? But we definitely got some things to talk about, man, for sure, man. For sure, man. Shout out to the nation, shout out to the mob, man. This Marcus Rosa, a.k.a. Mazuma TV, a.k.a. your grandmother's favorite, a.k.a. all that good shit, man. What's going on, man? I hope everybody had a blessed, beautiful day. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, man. It was pretty good, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. Great day at the gym. Good things over. Same. You feel me? Shout out to the nation, shout out to the mob, as always, man. You feel me? But we definitely got some things to talk about, man. Specifically, Canelo Alvarez, man. The shit just don't stop with that dude. You feel what I mean? Definitely don't ever stop with that dude. It just seems like it's excuse after excuse after excuse. And the man is literally telling you all his insecurities going into David Benavidez fight, but everybody want to hear it except the Canelo Alvarez fans. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. We definitely gonna get into it, man. Shout out to my boy Anonymous in the building, Texas 16 South. Yo, shout out to Josh Medina, man. My fault for not getting back to you, man. I ended up getting busy right after asking you that question, so my apologies. Lorenzo, boxing film. You know what I'm saying? M Banks Unfiltered. Like that comment right there. You know what I'm saying? M Banks. For sure. I love that comment right there, my brother. I didn't even get to watch Ralph. I see yeah. Get out my chat, man. If I go over there and, you know what I'm saying, punch on you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's all facts. In terms of yo, Mazuma TV clip, shout out. You crazy fool. No. We ain't gonna throw too many shots over here. It is what it is, man. If he catch it, he catch it. If he don't, he don't. You feel me? Hold on. I don't know what's going on. Like this fucking Wi-Fi is so inconsistent, bro. I can't wait to have my shit just come over here so I ain't gotta worry about using nothing else, man. Xfinity Wi-Fi is fucking garbage. For sure. You know what I mean? Let me just one more time and then whatever happens, happens. You feel me? Let's see. Let's see. No. Yo, yo, Anonymous, you timed out my girl, bro. Yo, what you doing? Why you doing? Yo, this nigga timed out my girl, bro. These merchants don't pay, bro. Yo, I'm fucking dead. That's fucking hilarious. Yo, okay. Yo, niggas swinging out the motherfucker, boy. No. That's hilarious. Yeah, shit out of pocket. Yeah, you did what's right. You did what's right. Yo, that is the bit, bro. I'm sorry, that was hilarious. Hold on. So we about to get into this Canelo Alvarez subject, man, because at this point, this shit is fucking disgusting, bro. Definitely fucking disgusting, man. And there's no justifying it at this point, man. It really ain't no justifying it. But you already know what these games going to do. There's no justifying it at this point, man. It really ain't no justifying it. But you already know what these games going to do. Wow, my live is trash. Wow, this shit is definitely trash right now. Let me see where I could go. The best location I could go because I've been using like Xfinity Wi-Fi because this is apartment and stuff like that. So let me see. I gotta get the moving around a little bit. I mean, that's what happens when you gotta use this local shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. So I'm about to restart it. Yeah, let me try this. Yo, let's try this. Let's see how this is. Probably the same shit, man. In all honesty, bro. I'm probably just gonna chalk this live and then just do a video because it ain't looking too good tonight. I'm probably just gonna chalk this live and then just do a video because ain't. Let me see. Let me see what's up. This is connected. Give me 1 second. Let me see if that made a difference at all. Oh, I think it was because it was connected to the wrong Wi-Fi. Hold on. Hold on. one pipe. Hey, only the team get to play. Only the team get to stay. Hold on. My fault, y'all. I'm fucking up today. Be like that sometimes. Hold on. You. All right, this actually look a lot better. Hold up. All right, this actually look a lot better. All right, man. Fuck it. You know what I mean? We just gonna rock out because I think I found out exactly what happened. But you know what I'm saying? Let's get into it, man. Y'all see what's going on up here, man. You see what's going on right here. You know what I'm saying? I got that shit put up on the 70 inch. You know what I'm saying? Easy money. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that's in the building. I'm back on my bullshit, man. You know, they was trying to get me to slip, but you know, I made the adjustments necessary, just like a motherfucking champion. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like a real fighter out this bitch, man. Shout out to Lorenzo, boxing film. You know what I mean? Texas, always in the building, man. Had to get that boy a wrench because he one of the biggest supporters. Boxing film, I already said that. Sean Terrence. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that was coming through and supporting the channel for sure, man. We got some things that we need to discuss tonight, man. Specifically, Canelo Alvarez, man. It's a shame that we really got to speak on this and how this is actually tolerable. You know what I'm saying? With this current state of boxing. You know what I mean? Boxing Film said, Mazuma, I seen you with Shannon Briggs earlier. Yeah, bro, I got the chance to chop it up with Shannon Briggs, man. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record it though, man. I'm kind of mad about that shit, man. I thought that he was gonna post it live after he had gotten off, but you know, I never posted on his page, so I wasn't able to obtain it. But yeah, I had a good conversation with Shannon Briggs earlier today, man. Let's go, champ. You know what I'm saying? He said he was gonna follow me. He ain't end up following me, man. You know what I mean? He must have forgot or whatever, but it is what it is. You feel what I mean? Shout out to Shannon Briggs. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that he was opening a boxing gym out there in Brownsville Boxing Academy. And he told me to give me a tour. He asked for a tour of my gym, like on the live and shit. And he was like, "Yo, man, my gym is the same colors as yours, man." And he asked where it was at. He said he got family out in Germantown, which ain't too far from the first apartment that I lived at and shit. So it was actually pretty dope, man. They had that conversation with Shannon Briggs. I never spoke to Shannon before, but I'm looking forward to speaking to the man. I would love to bring him on the channel. You see what I mean? And all that good stuff, man. So, as a matter of fact, let me see if I can reach out to him. Yo, he follows a lot of people that's around me though, so that's actually pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Shannon Briggs, I always rocked with Shannon Briggs, bro. I love his energy. You know what I mean? I love his fighting style. When he was young and on the come up, bro, he could fight his ass off, man. And I identify with him a lot because he had asthma like myself coming up. You know what I mean? Boxing with asthma. You feel what I mean? So it was actually pretty dope to had that small conversation with him. And it seemed like he was actually intrigued too. He wasn't like brushing me off or nothing like that. So that's what's up, man. Shout out to Shannon Briggs. Let's go, champ. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the boy. You feel me? But let's talk about this whole Canelo Alvarez situation, man. Today he had the press conference, and I got my laser. You know what I mean? I'm keeping on you niggas. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna be using today. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep these motherfuckers in the scope. You feel what I mean? You see that? Yeah, like that Biggie song. You got that red dot on your head. Yeah, you got that red dot on your head. Oh shit, you got a red dot on your head too. Bang, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? But anyway, I'm just talking shit. Um, yeah, Red Beam. Yeah. My fault. Yeah, I do remember when he trained Logan Paul. That was actually a dope little moment. Yeah, that was actually a dope little moment. He was a great contribution to the promotion of the fight. But anyway, Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia had their press conference today. That pretty much lets you know that the fight is, you know, done, solidified, and everything like that. And I was looking forward to seeing like the whole dynamic between Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo Alvarez being on stage, being that they had some choice words for each other ever since they've split. You know what I mean? Canelo Alvarez had ended up splitting from Golden Boy, and he's been a free agent ever since then. And it seems like him and Oscar De La Hoya has had some issues since then. You know what I mean? Not like a full-on beef where it's on site, they see each other type situation, but, just not rocking with each other anymore. You know what I mean? I think the whole downfall of their relationship has started when Canelo Alvarez fought Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya was not there. You know what I'm saying? He was in rehab for, his addictions. You see what I mean? So ever since then, it seemed like everything was going downhill from there. Canelo Alvarez stood loyal to Golden Boy for a very long time. And, I think he just outgrew the promotional stable. So he went about his way. You know what I mean? And, they've been having some back and forth. I remember Canelo saying that Oscar De La Hoya is like a hypocrite. He's fake and stuff like that. Oscar De La Hoya always talks about what he would have defeated Canelo, if he was in his prime fighting and stuff like that. So, they had some things to say about each other. Oscar De La Hoya has also spoke about how Canelo Alvarez should fight David Benavidez and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So it was pretty interesting to see them both on stage, man. You could tell Canelo Alvarez wasn't feeling being on the same stage as Oscar De La Hoya. And according to Oscar De La Hoya, they didn't want him to be involved with like the promotion. But he's like, yo, this is Golden Boy Promotions. I'm the Golden Boy. I'm gonna fucking be there. You see what I mean? Which I actually agree with him in that sense. Like, how the fuck y'all want to do business with me, but then don't want me to show up for none of the business obligations? That don't make any sense at all. You see what I mean? Like, yeah, we want to use your promotional company to fight Jaime McGill. We just don't want you there. It's like, what? The fuck? Like, this is my promotional company. I'm gonna be there I'm gonna be there to attend to my business. You see what I mean? But regardless, man, they had that press conference and everything. You already know the media was gonna come over to Canelo Alvarez and eventually pop that question about David Benavidez just to keep it a buck. Because to keep it a buck, man, like to be completely honest, this is a great fight for Canelo. You know what I'm saying? It's the second best fight to make for Canelo Alvarez at this point in time. However, it is not the fight. You know what I'm saying? It's not the fight. The fight is David Benavidez. So, of course, they're going to find a way to throw the question in there. You feel what I mean? So, they come out, they end up asking him the question, and you could tell that Canelo Alvarez he gets extremely frustrated whenever they ask him about it. You see what I mean? You could tell he gets uncomfortable, and that's the last thing that he wants to be asked about. You feel me? But let's get into one of the things that Canelo Alvarez has said, and this was quoted. This was quoted from ESPN Ringside. You see what I mean? And according to ESPN Ringside, Canelo Alvarez has said, David Benavidez brings no money to the table for me, just 25 pounds more on fight night. He's nothing to offer me money. But if one promoter who I work with comes and says, I'll offer you between 150 to 200 million, I'll fight tomorrow. That is a quote from Canelo Alvarez provided by Fight Hub TV. Shout out to Fight Hub TV for getting that information out there. And there's some people that's actually defending this. You see what I mean? Like, and it's absolutely insane. Like, there's people in the comments talking about, I've never seen a Benavidez fight, only highlights. What the fuck that got to do with anything? You see what I mean? So now it seems like it sounds extremely familiar to the Anthony Joshua situation with Deontay Wilder. I remember that fight was in real high demand, and Anthony Joshua was talking about, he was like in the midst of saying things, and he was like, oh, if Deontay Wilder wants to fight, then give me 50 million. And they showed a proof of funds for $50 million, and all of a sudden they tucked their tail and went about their business. This sounds just like this. You see what I mean? So let's break this down piece by piece. Let's break this down piece by piece, people. It says, David Benavidez brings no money to the table for me. So you're pretty much saying that this man is not a draw. You see what I mean? That he doesn't provide a high reward. is pretty much what you're saying. I wonder how much of a high reward Jaime Munguia gave you. I wonder how high of a reward, you know, Anthony Yildirim gave you. I wonder how high of a reward did Caleb Plant give you? Because in all honesty, man, the David Benavidez fight is bigger than each one of those fights that you have taken on. You know what I mean? I know he's bigger than the third Triple G fight. I know that he's a bigger fight than Jaime Munguia that's in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Like Jaime Munguia, like I said, it's a good fight. You know what I mean? It's not the worst opponent to choose at this current moment. However, the David Benavidez and Canelo fight is a way bigger fight, in my opinion, than the Canelo and Jaime Munguia fight. That's just my personal opinion. You know, there's people out here that say that Canelo and Jaime Munguia is a bigger fight because it brings the Mexican people out. And I'm like, yo, y'all do know that David Benavidez is Mexican as well, right? You know what I mean? He has a huge Mexican fan base. They call him the Mexican monster. You know what I'm saying? And the Mexican people actually embrace this man whenever he steps into the ring. You know what I'm saying? So with David Benavidez being able to speak English and being an American, he's going to bring over the American fan base as well. You see what I mean? So and it's going to attract the casual boxing fans along with the hardcore boxing fans. So you could say Jaime Munguia, Canelo will bring the Mexican fans out, but Benavidez and Canelo is bringing out the Mexican fan base, the Americans. They're bringing around the hardcore boxing fans and the casual boxing fans. Because at this point in time, I know people that don't even really watch boxing talking about, yeah, I want to see that big kid, man, fight Canelo, man. That Mike Tyson called him the Mexican monster. Like, these are things that I'm hearing from people. You see what I mean? That never watch boxing or occasionally watch boxing. You see? So once it gets in touch with the casual boxer fan, that's how you know you got a big fight on the come up. You see what I mean? So I find it interesting that Canelo starts off that statement with saying David Benavidez brings no money to the table for me. Following this statement, he says just 25 pounds more on fight night. So he's letting you know that David Benavidez blows up in weight. You know what I mean? That he's a big dude. He's acknowledging that this dude puts on a lot of weight. You feel me? So he's basically saying that Canelo Alvarez, that he's pretty much saying by this that David Benavidez is too big. That's pretty much what you're saying, man. It seems like you're concerned with how he rehydrates, which is why you've been a fan of rehydration clauses in the past. So it seems like in order to get this fight with Canelo Alvarez, not only is he going to have an upwards of 150 million to 200 million dollars, but you're also going to need a rehydration clause because he puts on 25 pounds on fight night. You see what I mean? Now, Canelo Alvarez, he's been infamous for blowing up in weight as well. You know what I mean? I'm sure uh I could find things where he'll weigh 160 the night of the fight or 155 the night of the fight, and then he'll come in 175 pounds, so he'll blow up 20 pounds himself. You know what I'm saying? Let's see Canelo next day weigh-ins. Let's see what comes up. Let me see. 'Cause I know the WBC used to keep track of that. So let's say let me see. Let's check this out right now. Because Canelo Alvarez is infamous for rehydrating. Canelo rehydration weight. Let me see. Damn. Freddie Roach had estimated that Canelo had rehydrated 30 pounds for the 155-pound catch weight fight between Canelo Alvarez and Miguel Cotto, but that's just speculation. But I've always heard about Canelo Alvarez blowing up in weight the day after the fight. So the fact that he's concerned with David Benavidez uh, rehydrating 25 pounds the night of the fight is pretty ironic to me. You know what I mean? That's not something that I would really expect out of Canelo because he does it himself. But at the same time, like I said, he's known for rehydration clauses and stuff like that. He doesn't want nobody having any types of advantages over him, especially weight wise. So he's pretty much telling you, based off of these two statements right here, that he's too big and he's a risky fight. You know what I mean? He's a risky fight. The money that he'll take for Jaime Munguia, he will not take for David Benavidez because David Benavidez is a bigger risk than Jaime Munguia. This is all that he's saying. That, like, if you have the skill of reading between the lines, then obviously you could pick this type of thing up. You know what I'm saying? He says David Benavidez brings no money to the table for me. Code for he's an extremely risky fight. He's not the reward for David Benavidez isn't worth the risk. That's what he's saying right there. Just 25 pounds more on fight night. Pretty much that's what all he brings to the table is just blowing up in weight. So he's letting you know that his size is a concern as well. So he's risky and he's too big, pretty much. And then he goes on to say he's nothing to offer me money. Well, the problem was David Benavidez. I don't think David Benavidez was the one that was offering you money. I think it was PBC, the one that you're currently signed with, offered you money to fight David Benavidez, as far as I'm concerned. And they've done it several times, according to reports. You know what I'm saying? So you said he's nothing to offer me money. Well, how about PBC, the people that you fucking signed with? Are they somebody to offer you money? Because they've offered you money on several occasions to fight David Benavidez, and you haven't been interested at all. So what is that exactly about? I don't even remember David Benavidez really coming out and saying that he offered Canelo money. I don't think that's who actually made the offer. You know what I'm saying? So that didn't really make sense in my head as well. I never heard David Benavidez come out and be like, yo, I offered him 55 million. I never heard him say that. So that's pretty interesting that he's saying that. He said he's nothing to offer me money. But if one promoter I work with, I wonder who that promoter may be. I don't know exactly who he's talking about. But if one promoter who I work with comes and says, I'll offer you 150 to 200 million, I'll fight tomorrow. I don't know if he's talking about Eddie Hearn. I don't know if he's talking about TGB. I don't know who he's referring to in terms of that one promoter. You know what I'm saying? But it sounds like it's Eddie Hearn. So you mean to tell me that to fight David Benavidez, Eddie Hearn has to come and offer you 150 to 200 million dollars to face him when you are currently in a PBC deal, and David Benavidez is a PBC fighter, but you need to get this deal from a promoter that's with DAZN and Matchroom Boxing to face a PBC fighter. How the fuck does that make sense? And this is under the assumption that he's talking about Eddie Hearn. And I'm only saying that because, in all honesty, Eddie Hearn and Canelo Alvarez have a pretty solid relationship. You see what I mean? So that shit's not really making sense at all. But I know nobody will ever question Canelo Alvarez to his face, at least. You know what I mean? Not nobody from the media. I would. Believe it or not, I would. But that's because I'm not really of the media. I don't really give a fuck about no media credentials. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing all right. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, this is what he says. So to read everything all together, he says, David Benavidez brings no money to the table for me, just 25 pounds more on fight night. He's nothing to offer me money. But if one promoter who I work with comes and says, I'll offer you 150 to 200 million, I'll fight tomorrow. So that's pretty much his price tag for David Benavidez. He's telling you that right there. If you're not talking about 150 million to 200 million dollars to face David Benavidez, I'm not fighting him. You know what I'm saying? He lets you know that he's not, that the money, the price tag behind David Benavidez is not worth the risk. And then he's also letting you know that the rehydration of David Benavidez is a concern to him. You know what I mean? He feels like David Benavidez is too big, even though he's in the same fucking weight class as his man. He boils down to the weight just like you. He makes the weight just like you. But for some reason, you're very concerned about this man's rehydration process. And then you feel like whatever money they've been offering you lately isn't enough. It needs to be 9 figures in order for him to be interested in this, which is absolutely insane. 150 million to 200 million dollars for this fight is fucking bonkers, bro. You see what I mean? Like, Floyd Mayweather made a guarantee of $100 million when he faced Manny Pacquiao, and you're asking for 150 million to 200 million dollars. I'm assuming without the pay-per-view. You know what I mean? I'm assuming you want that money guaranteed. So it's clear as day you pricing yourself out. You know what I mean? You express your concerns about David Benavidez within this little passage right here. I didn't even get to watch the rest of his interviews, but just reading this quote right here, it's safe to say that this man is highly concerned about David Benavidez, bro. You know what I mean? You know, they say, oh, Canelo's not scared to fight anybody. The fuck he is. The fuck he is. So I'm so sick of this stigma that, you know, oh, they fighters, man. No, the fighters not scared of each other. The business has got to be right. Okay. There's a difference between the business got to be right and then just completely being unrealistic with the expectations that come with making these business moves. You feel what I mean? Like, you know, if you feel like this fight is gonna generate 100 million and you looking to make uh 60 million, then okay, then you know the business has got to make sense. You got to get a proper cut of that $100 million that you think you're gonna generate. However, you asking for Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather numbers for a David Benavidez fight is absolutely insane, bro. That fight is, I mean, it's a big fight. It's the biggest fight to be made in boxing right now, if we being honest. But is it on the iconic level of the most sold pay-per-view of all time? Absolutely not. So what the fuck is going on? What is going on? I really don't understand Canelo Alvarez and how the way he moved, man. Yo, they really are shook of the David Benavidez fight, man. So just reading this quote right here, he wants zero to do with David Benavidez, man. David Benavidez needs to move on immediately, go up to 175, face Alexander Volzdik, you know what I mean? Try your best to defeat that man and then be in position to fight the winner of Bivol and better be. Because in all honesty, man, he not with it, bro. Just keep it 1,000. He not with it. I don't know how else to really put it, man. Like this when I read this, I was like, wow, he said a lot here. He didn't say much. He didn't say too many words, but he said a lot within those small amount of words. He said a lot. You feel me? It's crazy how your conscience will tell on you every single time, bro. If you want to know what somebody's really thinking, you just let them talk. You know what I'm saying? You just let them talk. They're gonna run into it. You know what I mean? If they genuinely feeling a certain way, they're gonna let you know. You know what I mean? Even if they try their best to hide it, there's gonna be little things that they say to show exactly what they feel and what's going on in their mind, man. And at this point in time, Canelo Alvarez is making it clear that this dude, and it's a lot of respect that he has for David Benavidez. In all honesty, he keep brushing him off like he a little nigga. You know what I mean? That he's not his own boss. You know that type of talk. You know what I mean? That type of like A-side talk he putting out there for Benavidez. But he's letting you know he got a whole lot of respect for David Benavidez. You know what I mean? Much more than he got for Jaime Munguia. That's for sure. But Jaime Munguia, you know, he sees ways that he could defeat him. He understands that Jaime Munguia has a lot of holes in his game. You know, it's Mexico versus Mexico. He see that he could get not an easy win, but he could get, you know, he could be a significant favorite in the fight based off of a lot of the mistakes that Jaime Munguia makes. And to keep it 1,000 with you, you know, outside of the output, you know, the lack of defense and stuff like that and being flat-footed, that's tailor-made for somebody like Canelo Alvarez. You know what I mean? The only concern really is Jaime Munguia's output. But if he's able to neutralize that, then Jaime Munguia is cooked. You feel me? But you know, they similar in a way, Benavidez and Munguia, but David Benavidez is a whole different caliber of a fighter because he does have some type of defensive responsibility. I think he has faster hands, and I think that his output is a lot. I think his punch selection is just as good as Jaime Munguia's. You know, I think that he has faster hands than Jaime Munguia. I just think that he's a modified version of Jaime Munguia in terms of, you know, having better defense and, you know, things like that. You feel me? So it is what it is. Look at this right here. Shout out to Daisy Lopez, I believe. Benavidez team has they disrespect Canelo back and forth. Well, that made absolutely no sense. So I don't know if you speak English. I don't know if that's your primary language, but seems like you're struggling right there with the words that you're putting out there. That doesn't mean Benavidez is weight bully. See, this is definitely somebody who primarily speaks Spanish for sure. How is insane? You people keep saying the world. I'm sure for the world, 200 million is nothing. See, these type of people I will not engage with or go back and forth with because obviously their emotions is overshadowing their logic. And typically when that happens, I withdraw from the conversation because I'm not about to be sitting here and dealing with people's emotions. I am not a fucking therapist. If you don't want to speak about things objectively or speak about things from uh mature point of view and just look at things from every side, then there's no point in even talking to you. You know what I'm saying? For all that, you just if you only see things one way, then you just talk to your motherfucking self. You feel me? So that's just pretty much what it is. Lorenzo in the building, he says Floyd and Pac were global icons. The ultimate good versus evil build up. Canelo versus Benavidez is nowhere near as important as that fight. Canelo a duck. That's an absolute fact. You know what I mean? Floyd, I think so many people are just looking to have that situation where they could have a Floyd Pacquiao type payday or a Floyd Pacquiao type fight. But people don't understand that was a very special, uh, once in a lifetime type situation. You know what I mean? Like you said, man, you said it pretty well. Floyd and Pacquiao were global icons, bro. These guys were household names that were able to transcend the world of boxing. They became bigger than the sport of boxing. These people were known by people who've never watched boxing ever. They were known globally, each one of them. And they just so happen to be in the same weight class. They just so happen to have some great wins on their resume. You know what I mean? They happen to do the right things at the right time, you know, and even though they were a little older when they made the fight happen, it was still the best financial situation at the end of the day. Because if they would have fought back in 2010, they wouldn't have made as much money as they did in 2016, 2015, whenever they fought. You feel what I mean? So that was a rare situation. And, you know, like I said, Floyd Mayweather made a guarantee of 100 million for that special fight. And you mean to tell me you want 150 to 200 million guarantee for David Benavidez? It's absolutely insane, bro. Canelo Alvarez don't generate that much money, man. Who the fuck is gonna put up 150 to 200 million dollars for one fight? Um, how are they gonna be reassured that they're gonna break even or get their money back? You feel what I mean? It makes absolutely no sense. You got to pay David Benavidez too. You see what I mean? So I don't really understand that, man. How many fights you gonna have on that card? You know, because you got to pay them as well. Real Son says Canelo doesn't have much time left. He's got to give David the chance and pass the throne. I think that's what we all want to see. You know what I mean? But it just seems like Canelo's not on board. And if Canelo's not on board, then this isn't gonna happen. It takes two to make a fight. It takes two fighters to get in the ring and fight. You know, and it seems like David Benavidez is the only one who's willing to take that chance right now. Canelo just seems like he wants to get the easiest paydays possible with the lowest amount of risk. And obviously, in his head, he believed Munguia was a safer bet than David Benavidez. You see what I mean? I also seen that Ralph had commented something on the live. And he said that Jaime Munguia uh, earned his opportunity at Canelo, which absolutely blew my mind because if we look through Jaime Munguia's resume right now on BoxRec, which we should do right now, and let me share the screen for you guys. What fight was it that actually in Canelo's eyes made him feel like Jaime Munguia was deserving? You see what I mean? Because Jaime Munguia is currently 43-0 with 34 knockouts, right? Ranked number 3 in the world at super middleweight according to BoxRec, and is number 2 at super middleweight according to BoxRec in Mexico. You know what I mean? Canelo obviously being number 1. So let's present this. Let's share this screen right here. You know what I mean? Let's look at Jaime Munguia's BoxRec, and he's currently 43-0 with 34 knockouts. So let's scroll down. So let's look through the resume. I mean, we could go all the way back to Saddam Ali, right? Because that's when I first started hearing about uh, Jaime Munguia, and that's when he won his first world title. He knocked out Saddam Ali. You know what I mean? In the 4th round, and was able to obtain the title. Had a couple title defenses. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Super welter. He did a few title defenses. Moved up to 160. Gary O'Sullivan, Toriano Johnson, Camille, Gabe Rosado. So that's a name right there, but he's not the biggest name. Obviously, we see in the record he's never won a world title or anything like that. Demetrius Ballard, who I've heard of, who had a successful like amateur career, but nothing really transcended to the pros. Now, let's look at the last two opponents he has fought. Sergey Derevyanchenko, who I'm not gonna lie, he was a pretty good fighter at middleweight, right? But that doesn't change the fact that this man was 14-4, bro, at the time that you fought him. Then we go into John Ryder, somebody who was 32-6 at the time and was pretty much only known for like defeating Daniel Jacobs and coming up short against Canelo Alvarez. So you mean to tell me that this resume right here that we're looking at is deserving of a fight with Canelo Alvarez? It's like, seriously, bro. Like, you can't make this shit up. Like, how can you defend this? How could you, as a Canelo Alvarez fan, defend this resume right here? So, if we were to look at David Benavidez box rec, I guarantee you I could find better fighters on his resume than Jaime Munguia. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's look at the rankings right here. You know, because David Benavidez has to be ranked in the world. He's ranked number 2 right here. Perfect. David Benavidez, 28-0 with 24 knockouts. That's a crazy ass record right there. So let's get into it. And what was good as well is that, you know, David Benavidez actually has a version of a world title. You know what I'm saying? He has a WBC. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't think Jaime Munguia has anything. He doesn't have any titles. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't even have a version of a major title as far as I'm concerned. Maybe I'm wrong, but according to BoxRec, they're not mentioning anything. So let's just look at the guys that he has fought. You know what I'm saying? Let's start with Anthony Durrell, somebody that Canelo Alvarez has mentioned himself as a credible name because he said David Benavidez only beat one world champion, Anthony Durrell. Okay, how many champions has Jaime Munguia beat? Was Sergey Derevyanchenko a world champion? I think he was at one time. He might have been. But Saddam Ali, Sergey Derevyanchenko, and who else? Meanwhile, when you got Derevyanchenko, who was a blown up middleweight, along with John Ryder, who may also be a blown up middleweight, David Benavidez has beat legitimate guys at super middleweight. You know, Anthony Durrell. You see what I mean? Anthony Durrell. This man, you know, then he goes and he fights Caleb Plant, a common opponent with Canelo Alvarez, who only had lost to Canelo Alvarez until that point. You see what I mean? So I think that Caleb Plant and Demetrius Andrade and Anthony Durrell is better, in my opinion, than John Ryder and whoever the hell that last dude was. Who was the last dude? Fuck, I'm having a brain fart right now. John Ryder and fucking damn, how the fuck I forget that fast, bro? I'm burnt out. That's how you know I'm tired. John Ryder and Sergey Derevyanchenko. You see what I mean? Seems like I feel like David Benavidez has the better wins on his resume as of right now. That's just me personally. But you let them tell it. You let them tell it. You know what I mean? And shout out to Orlando Finney for this comment right here. He says, "What's good, Mazuma Nation? What's going on, my brother?" He says, David's last 2 fighters that he fought, Trump Jermaine's last, I said Jermaine. Shout out to Jermaine Ortiz. Jaime's last 10 fights. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's the reality of the situation, yo. That's the reality of the situation. So I could poke holes in Canelo Alvarez's theories all day because those are all easily countered. You see what I mean? Like he's just not making sense. I don't know how really I don't know what other way to put it. You see what I mean? But one thing's for sure, he don't want no smoke with David Benavidez. He doesn't want to fight David Benavidez. And if he does, it has to be an amount that, you know, he'll be cool with walking away from the sport with, which is between 150 million to 200 million dollars. You see what I mean? He's so frustrated with these David Benavidez questions that this man actually disses Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? Somebody that he had sat down and did an interview with, you know, in the past. You know what I'm saying? And he says that he would respect Mike Tyson's opinion if he was actually sober. As if you have the cleanest lifestyle, bro. Do you know how many videos we've seen of you? Let's fucking body. Let's fucking body. As much as you drink, as much as you be out here partying, you know what I'm saying? You was at your daughter quinceañera singing and shit like that, dead ass drunk. You over here talking about Mike Tyson's opinion will be respected only if he was sober. It's like, bro, there's multiple videos of you drunk out your motherfucking mind. You literally, I think the motherfucker got his own whiskey. I think he got like his own liquor called like VMC or some shit like that. So you telling this, you over here critiquing this man's sobriety. Meanwhile, you love the nightlife yourself, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Viva Mexico, cabrones. Hmm. Yeah, but guy, yeah, I'm aware of that. I read that out in the statement that I had put out. But you know, it is very interesting that he's saying that because I know Canelo Alvarez has a history of blowing up in weight himself. You know what I mean? I know that for a fact, especially after that Mayweather fight. He had blown up pretty heavy after the Floyd Mayweather fight. Now, did he blow up 25 pounds? I don't believe so, but you know, he definitely went into that Floyd fight close to a super middleweight. You feel what I mean? So it's pretty interesting that he's calling out Benavidez for that when he has a history of doing that himself. Real Sense says Canelo went from 160 to 185. I mean, that shit, there might be some validity to that. I'm not sure, but I just know that I recall in the past Canelo Alvarez being somebody who infamously blew up in weight, especially when he was growing out at 154 and he kept fighting at 155, and you could tell he was really drained at 155 and shit like that. So you know, he would blow up in weight as a result of cutting all that, cutting them extra pounds off. You feel what I mean? And then you over here critiquing this man's rehydration stuff, bro. You're somebody who has been caught cheating in the past. You know what I mean? You over here acting like you know he has like an unfair advantage when you historically have cheated to have an unfair advantage. So it's very like ironic for Canelo Alvarez to be talking from this point of view, bro. Not gonna lie to you. You feel what I mean? So it's pretty interesting. You know what I mean? It's pretty interesting that he's taking this approach. I don't really know what else to even say about that. You know, uh, it's funny that he's bringing up 25 pounds after a weigh-in and stuff like that, bro. If you scared of this man just being a bigger man, or if you're that concerned with this man having a size advantage against you, just say that. You know what I mean? Benavidez too big. You know what I'm saying? Just say that. I think we'll respect you more if you just keep it up. If you keep it a buck. You know what I mean? Um, you insecure. You know what I mean? You don't fully believe in yourself when it comes to being in a fight with David Benavidez. You know, you put on that tough guy act. You know, you had them. I ain't gonna lie, that motherfucker had some nice little shades on him and shit like that. He was over there stunting or whatever, but you know, you a scary motherfucker, man. And that's just what it is. And I don't give a fuck how nobody feel about it. You know, I know there's a lot of Canelo Alvarez fans that have come on my channel and try to degrade what I was saying or act like I didn't know what I was talking about. Like, trust me, bro. I've been in the game for some years now. I've witnessed a lot of things behind the scenes of fighters turning down fights, pricing themselves out. All types of stuff. And this is no different. You feel me? At this point in Canelo Alvarez's career, he feels like he doesn't have anything to prove to anyone, which he said literally himself today that he doesn't have anything to prove to anyone, and he's going to do whatever he wants moving forward in his career. And if that includes, taking big bags for, low level opposition or for guys who provide less of a risk than David Benavidez, then that's what he's going to do. Simple and plain, man. You know what I mean? Um, so it seems like the only way this fight could happen is if, somebody bring 200 mil to the table and a rehydration clause so Benavidez won't blow up 25 pounds the night of the fight. That's Canelo Alvarez for y'all, man. That's Canelo Alvarez for y'all. Let me see. Let me look into some other statements that might have popped out from that whole situation as well. Let's look into that real quick. Michael Benson usually be on point with the boxing stuff that be going on. He also got into. I spoke about the Mike Tyson shot that he had put out towards Mike Tyson and shit like that. Real Sense says, I don't know how someone could be a Canelo fan. I mean, at this point, me neither. You know, Canelo Alvarez for sure ducking. You know, he'll make more money off Benavidez than Munguia. That's a fact. You know, I don't really like to get into other people's money and shit like that, or just speak about numbers in general. I try to play as a boxing fan as much as I can, but I'm not going to sit here and act like Munguia is a bigger fight than Benavidez. That's cat. But anyways, Canelo Alvarez makes a statement about Ryan Garcia, a former stablemate of his, and you know, since then, they haven't been on the best terms because Canelo has some things to say about Ryan Garcia and his work ethic and stuff like that. He comes out and he says he's a good kid. He's a good person. The people around him need to help him. I feel a little sad for him because he needs to have good people around him. I just hope Ryan can be good because I appreciate that guy. I hope for him the very best. So, I mean, based off of that comment right there, he must feel like, Ryan Garcia doesn't have good people around him. You know what I'm saying? If he keeps emphasizing that he needs good people around him, it's because he may be under the depression that he doesn't have good people around him. And, that's something that I've been saying about Ryan Garcia for a little while now. I'm like, yo, do these people that's around you, do they really have your best interest? Because, I've seen that they were trying to do things to, you know, help a situation like take his phone, take his cards away from him. But, it seems like they just not really doing, not really giving their all to Ryan Garcia where, he could move past this mental health episode that he's having. You know what I mean? But maybe it's easier said than done, man. Maybe they're giving it all they got and Ryan Garcia is just being hard headed and not listening, and at the end of the day, um, they can't help you if you're not willing to help yourself, you know. So, uh, Boxer Film says, shout out to Leonard Ellaby though, making the big fights happen. Can you? What are you trolling me? Are you trolling me? Are you dead serious, Film? Because I had I had said some things about Leonard Ellaby the other day, so I don't know if uh I don't know if you tripping or what. What big fights have Leonard Ellaby made? Boxing Film. Ralph said Ellaby didn't make any big fight happen. Any big fights happen. He used to carry Mayweather's spit bucket. That's a fact. Now that's a fact. Yo, Leonard Ellaby really be sitting here with that big ass nose and them little ass glasses. You know what I'm saying? That little fucking beard that he done got transplanted on his that motherfucker had a beard transplant. You know what I mean? He coming over here with that big ass white beard and talking about, oh no, Tank, Tank gonna do whatever Tank wanna do. Don't nobody tell Tank to do nothing he don't want to do. Belts, we don't care about belts over here. They can keep those belts, man. We ain't gonna fight Devin Haney. We're not even in the same weight class as Devin Haney. We make the biggest fights happen. We make the big. Shut your stupid ass up, man. Runner Ellaby don't do shit but run his motherfucking mouth and make sure that his company that the company running smooth for Floyd, because Floyd ain't the most educated person, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So somebody has to be able to take that over. And with Leonard Ellaby, I think he had money before. I think they said he had like a 6-figure paying job. He had like a 6-figure salary before becoming the CEO of Mayweather Promotions. So he was an educated guy. You know what I mean? But he was always loyal to Floyd Mayweather, rubbing Vaseline on his face and massaging that ice pack on his scalp and hit the back of his neck and massaging his shoulders while he in the corner, all types of shit, pouring water on Floyd's head, you know what I mean, to get that little shock through his body. That's what the hell Leonard Ellaby was doing. That boy ain't never make a fight in his motherfucking life. You know what I mean? keep it 1,000. Keep it 1,000. He ain't never make a fight. You know that's all Al Heyman. You know what Leonard Ella be doing? What fight is he promoting? What events he got going on? He don't move until Al tell him to move. He don't be making no business moves. You know what I mean? But he be sitting there with those little red tinted, fake ass buffs. You know what I mean? Sitting on that fat ass nose, and he think he out here really getting shit popping. Think he can just speak about the business all the time. Man, shut up, man. You did more harm than good for the sport of boxing. Y'all over marinating ass niggas, man. Fuck out of here. Fuck Leonard Ellaby. And that man is a can't, like I said. And my last live got demonetized because I probably said this, but I'll say it again. That man is a cancer to the sport of boxing, and it is what it is. That man don't do nothing but disrespect boxer fans, act like the boxer fans don't know shit. We gonna get the boxer fans what they want whenever we feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Feeling like we come second and the business come first. But the thing is, without the fans, the business won't be there. So obviously we should come the fuck first. And that's exactly why Dana White, you know what I mean? He understands that he giving the fights that the people want to see. And that's why, we seeing more packed stadiums with a fucking octagon in it than a boxing ring. I see somebody say that Leonard Ellaby knows like the New Orleans Saints logo, and that shit was fucking hilarious. Yeah, Jay Cash be calling him Leonard Smellerby. That shit is hilarious. hmm But yeah, that's pretty much that, bro. I ain't even want to get into Leonard Ellaby nut ass. Yeah, I already went off on him the other day. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Canelo Alvarez out here looking shaky, baby. Keep it a buck. You feel me? But you said now it's all about trying to shut the zone now, not about the fighters being active, just trying to derail the zone or downplay it. Oh, what you mean by that, man? What you talking about, Texas? Explain what you talking about. He ain't nothing like Don King. Hunter Ullaby nowhere near Don King level. Don King, arguably the greatest promoter ever. You know what I mean? He one of the goats. Leonard Ellaby ain't no fucking goat. That boy Floyd Mayweather crash dummy. For sure. Hearn is a solid promoter. Well, he definitely grew a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because Eddie Hearn at one point, bro, I hated that motherfucker, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. When that whole Wilder and Joshua situation was unfolding, before like he fully transitioned onto the States, he was just out in the UK talking shit all the time, bro. I couldn't stand him. But since he signed that DAZN deal and he made his way to the American boxing scene and stuff like that, he's been able to grab some solid guys. He's been able to build his stable over here because I feel like a lot of UK promoters like his father Barry Hearn and Frank Warren and stuff like that, they just usually stick to the UK over there and they just run up the numbers over there. Eddie Hearn seems to be like the first UK promoter that really made the transition to the States and actually became successful. You know what I mean? I think he went through a lot of trials and tribulations because he understood that the US was a totally different market. He figured it out. He had the ups and downs, just figuring things out. And he was able to acquire some great talent in the process, man. Like he's been able to work with popular fighters in the States, like Canelo Alvarez, Devin Haney. He's picked up some talented fighters. We could go Richardson Hitchens. He just picked up Subriel Matias. Because I remember at one point in time, the only real fighter that Eddie Hearn had at one point is Anthony Joshua. So he's grown a lot since then. You know what I mean? And I know going forward, because so many fighters are seeing Eddie Hearn's fighters remain active, they may want a piece of that. So they might want to do some business with Eddie Hearn. You know what I mean? They might fuck with his recipe and try to follow through with that. He also has Diego Pacheco, Edgar Berlanga. Uh, there's a lot of guys that he got that are actually very promising if he moves them the right way. He did business with Demetrius Andre, you know. uh, the list goes on and on. I mean, the list goes on and on for sure. But he's been a part of some big fights as well. You know, he's helping out with the Haney and Ryan Garcia fight too. So um, shout out to Eddie Hearn, man. Shout out to Eddie Hearn. You know, I was real suspicious about him at one point in time, and I disliked him a lot. And there's still some things about Eddie Hearn that kind of throw me off at times. You know, that Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder situation really made me dislike him a lot. But regardless, man, he's done some great things since then, and he's grown a lot as a promoter, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Anonymous says the only fighter I've really seen Eddie Hearn do dirty in his own stable was Lawrence Okoli. Oh, I don't know that situation. I never even heard about what transpired between them two. But you know, I thought he also did Kell Brook kind of dirty. You know, I think he cashed him out to Triple G, and then his career was never able to bounce back fully since then. But I guess he did some good things for Kell Brook because he got him a few paydays or whatever. Triple G, Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, shit like that. The Amir Khan fight, I mean, he probably didn't do him all the way wrong, pause, but I do think he cashed him out in a pretty fucked up way. Ralph says, I saw an interview with Ellaby where he was like, a Haney and Tank fight wouldn't be good financially, but a Barrios and Tank fight is good financially. Taking Hector is good financially. He's a clown. Yeah, bro. Like, I mean, it don't take much to see to find out that these guys are uh, hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's not hard to tell that these guys are reluctant in facing certain styles. You know what I mean? They expose themselves every time. You know, they could say that this one fighter don't bring enough to the table. Meanwhile, they'll fight a guy who's a lot less popular than the fighter that they're degrading. You know what I'm saying? Um, this man, Gervonta Davis, he hasn't fought at 130 and I don't know how long. Can somebody tell me the last time Gervonta, you know what? I'll do the research myself. You know what I'm saying? Let's do the research myself. Gervonta Davis, Box Rec. Let's look at Box Rec. Shout out to Box Rec for having this information in hand. But the last time Gervonta has fought at 130 pounds was 4 years ago. This man has not fought there since Leo Santa Cruz in 2020. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, Leonard Ellaby has said in an interview recently that, they're not in regards to Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis. Oh, they're not even in the same weight class. Tank can still make 130 if he wants. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you fought more recently at 140 pounds than you have at 130, and you mean to tell me that Devin's too big for Gervonta? It's like, bro, all you gotta do is you need to just apply a little bit of knowledge towards the situation. Think about things objectively, and you'll be able to see all the contradictions that these guys make, man. And they do it out openly because they know the media won't question them or press them about it. You know what I mean? Because the good media representatives that actually press people about it, they get they credentials taken. You know what I'm saying? I don't really rock with dude no more, but the dude Barbershop Conversations, I don't know if y'all remember him. His name was Fred Hawthorne or some shit like that. He used to ask the tough questions, man. You know what I mean? He used to press people like he didn't, and they took his credentials away as a result. You know what I'm saying? He was asking the real hard questions, staying up, holding fighters accountable, and not being scared to, frustrate them or offend them or anything like that. And he has some good he has some good things in his videos as a result of that, man. I give him a lot of respect for that. You know what I'm saying? But that's like the media's worst fear, man. They get paid to, you know, provide these interviews and give this content and be at press conferences and stuff like that. So, you know, when they get their credentials taken away, you know, that fucks with their bread, that fucks with their career, their living. So, you know, they just cater to the fighter the best they can, you know, try not to frustrate them and just tell them what they want to hear, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's pretty much my say on that whole situation, man. If y'all rock with the video, please hit the like button. You feel what I mean? Definitely hit the like button, man. It is very much appreciated. You see what I mean? Yo, Twitter is like absolutely wild, bro. Like I ain't mean to like get off subject, but Twitter is a different world nowadays. I ain't gonna get into why, but those of y'all who be on Twitter, I'm sure y'all can figure out why I'm saying that. You see what I mean? It's definitely out of pocket. Definitely out of pocket. Can't do nothing on here. Um, hold on. Hold on. There was somebody who had asked me a question that I wasn't able to get around to. Do you think Amir quit against Bud? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Like that was clear as day in my opinion. But I understand why. I think he saw the beginning of the end. And I don't think Amir Khan has ever really experienced getting outskilled like that. You know what I mean? Typically, Amir Khan will be outskilling the motherfucker, then he get caught with a shot, and then, you know, he waking up type shit. But I think that Terrence Crawford fight was the first fight where he literally couldn't do anything. You know, he was running into shots, getting hurt, getting outboxed, you know, getting hit with body shots. Just that was the first, and it seemed like Amir Khan was pretty flustered, overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? So I think he was just looking for a way out, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Boxer Film said, "Who's the funniest boxer on Twitter in your opinion?" I ain't gonna lie though, Javante be pretty funny on Twitter and stuff like that, but he be deleting the fucking tweets, so I can't even really see them all like that. But I don't know. I don't really be on Twitter all like that. You know what I mean? Sometimes I check here and there and stuff like that. You know, somebody send me a post, I go look at it on the DM and shit, but I don't really be on there too often. But the funniest boxer, hmm, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. He said Carl Froch funny. Carl Froch is a fucking bitter ass old man, but he definitely be having some funny moments. That whole rivalry he had with George Groves is pretty funny. No, Usyk is hilarious. Usyk is hilarious. I'm I'm very filled. I'm very filled. Shit is hilarious. He used to, what the hell he said? I remember he was like running on the beach one time. He was getting ready for Derek Chisora. He said, Daddy, I'm coming for you. Daddy. I don't know why that shit was so funny, bro. He said, I don't know about all the other stuff, but I know one guy is extremely popular in his demographic, and the other is somewhat known in his demographic, but his claim to fame is mentioned in the popular guy. If you're referring to Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez, I mean, that perfectly makes sense for the other guy to mention the popular guy because, you know, the lesser known guy should always want to fight the popular guy so he could beat that popular guy and become the popular guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't understand where I don't understand your angle right there. It's like you're saying it. There's one guy that is extremely popular in his demographic, right? And the other is somewhat known in his demographic, but his claim to fame is mentioned in the popular guy. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's his claim to fame, but I do think his intention is to mention the popular guy in hopes to get that fight with that popular guy so he could win and ultimately become that popular guy. This is not nothing abnormal. This is actually pretty normal. The guy that's on top always gets called out by the guy who's on the come up and is hungry, is looking to make a name for himself. You wanna look at Floyd? You want to look at Floyd? Keith Thurman was on the come up and wanted that opportunity bad. Called out Floyd every moment he could get. You know what I'm saying? When he was a lesser known guy who was on the come up and was looking to prove himself. You know what I'm saying? When Keith Thurman was on top, Earl Spence was calling out his name. You know what I mean? He was the lesser known dude who was trying to find his way to the top. You know, he wanted that Keith Thurman smoke to prove that he could be the man. You know what I mean? Um, Terrence Crawford is the man right now. Who's been calling his name? Jaron Ennis, the lesser known guy. You know what I mean? Who's looking to beat that popular guy so he can become that popular fighter. You feel me? So I see what you're trying to say, but I don't understand what the angle is because in all honesty, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. He's mentioning him with the intention of fighting him. You feel me? So, it is what it is. You want to go night night, then go night night. Tank Davis, that's a fact. You gotta be careful with that boy. That was weak how they beat up that kid outside that gym. A fighter his size or a little bigger than him should have jumped on him if necessary. I don't know if you're referring to Devon Lee getting jumped by Devin Haney's team, but from what I understand and from what I've heard from people that were actually there, um, Devin Haney's team was going about things in a respectful manner. You know what I mean? They in the month of Ramadan right now, and they were attempting to pray. I think while they were attempting to do so, the dude had some choice words for them. Because from what I've heard, he has a history of disrespecting other people's religion. You know what I mean? Um, from what I heard from one account was that they had offered they had asked them to please like respect their privacy, give them that time to do what they needed to do, which was pray. And he continued to throw shots at their religion, and they got upset as a result, and they made the dude pay the price. And that dude was actually, and I know that story is true for a fact because that man came out of the hospital saying, um, yeah, you can't make noise or crowd people when they pray. You know what I mean? And that dude, that's a fact, Texas, and it seems like he wasn't listening to them. So, he had to pay the price for that. And I know that story is a fact. I know it is true because when he was in the hospital, he still was throwing shade towards their religion. You know what I mean? Oh, you um but my God is real. Like insinuating like Muslim people who they look to isn't real. That their religion isn't real. You know what I'm saying? That they're gonna have to take things up with God and was like pretty much being condescending towards the Ramadan. You know what I'm saying? It was a little Muslim holiday or whatever. Bro, you know exactly what it's called, but you're being condescending, which is exactly why you got punched in your shit. And now you know what I'm saying, your nose all swollen and your eye all black, your eyes all tinted because you have zero respect. You know what I mean? And for real, your father should have did that to you before they did because your dad should have taught you some fucking manners. For real. Very disrespectful, regardless of what religion it is. Somebody's praying, respect that time while they praying, bro. But it is what it is. Do I respect Muslims? Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I have several people around me that are devout Muslims, and I got a lot of respect for all of them. You know what I mean? I respect what they do and how they go about things. They're some of the most disciplined people that I've ever came across in life. So shout out to my Muslim people out there, man, the real ones. You know what I mean? Not the ones who's making their religion look like a joke. The ones who actually take their religion serious and hold it up high. You know what I mean? And prioritize it along with their families and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody's having a great Ramadan so far. You feel me? But yeah, I got respect for everybody unless you give me a reason not to. You feel what I mean? So my respect exceeds like religions. You know what I mean? It's just who you are as a person, your character. You feel me? Yeah, he probably was smiling too while he said it. Yeah, that dude's a dick, bro. He deserved that shit. You know what I mean? Now, if they got into an argument and they just strolled him as a result, then that would be some corny shit. But when you disrespect somebody's religion, you got to be ready for whatever consequences come your way because religion is not something to be played with. You know what I mean? I see a lot of people play with other people's religion through a computer, but there's a lot of consequences trying to attempting to do that to uh, doing that to somebody in their face. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Um, if the person truly displays the path of righteousness, then I respect them. I couldn't have said that better, man. That's a fact. But yeah, man, I'm getting extremely exhausted, bro. I know y'all can see that shit in my eyes. I'm tired than a motherfucker, man. It's 12 in the morning over here. So I'm gonna get ready. You know what I mean? Get myself ready for some good old sleep, man. Cause I gotta get up in the morning and, get back on my grind. You know what I'm saying? The grind never stops. You know what I mean? I took a nice little day off, but I still had some work to do. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's pretty much that. So I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that was on here and participated in the live. Started off a little bit shaky, but we got back on road. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody that stood by it the entire time. But until then, I hope y'all have a blessed, beautiful night. You know what I mean? I hope y'all have a great morning that follows. And I'll be back with my videos and I'll be back with another live tomorrow night, man. So be on the lookout for that. If they don't send out the post notifications, man. Y'all have a blessed, beautiful day. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mob. I'm out of here, man. Peace.